The World 3 S ranks are probably the most focused around ignoring parts of the level as possible. In Clam Pot Shake, the S rank time is 32 seconds, and normally you can get it by mixing up the clan bomb, but if you just use the red bomb to boost yourself over the entire structure here, you can get there way faster and just boost grab over most of the level. It even gives you enough time that with screwing up like that, I can still get there in time. In Clans War, the S rank time is 30 seconds, and unlike most levels, there's a lot of stuff going on, so you can't really boost grab too often. I kind of got thrown off my rhythm with that starting section. You really have to just have a route planned out, and I kind of had forgotten it. But once you have a route planned out, you can just go according to that, and quickly slide jump through that first section. Walkers all die with 4 throws against any surface or object, so it's incredibly easy to get through that. The S rank for Missile Surf is 50 seconds. Now there's a way that the developers want you to do it, but that's almost impossible, so instead I'm going to tilt the missile upwards, send it on a collision course with the top of the screen, and now it's a race against time. The good news is that if you can finish the level at all, this method, you are guaranteed to get the S rank because it finishes in about 30 seconds. The way that they want you to get the S rank is by putting the missile at the very, very bottom of the screen, having it fly perfectly horizontal so it doesn't hit the kill box at the bottom of the screen, and having it fly under that corridor that you would normally steer it through. And when you set it horizontally under the level, you can then just finish the level at your own pace. Clam Ball Lift, again, ignoring what the level actually gives us. We're not going to be using any Clam Ball Lifts. Instead, just careful boosts can get you through the level in just under the 22 seconds that it takes to get the S rank. If you can keep the boost grabs up in that section, the camera doesn't actually get locked down here, which is interesting. Just under 22 seconds. The Go Marzen 64 S rank is 1 minute 12 seconds. It's a fairly long level. Like Clans War in this first section, you have to be pretty careful with moving through the level. Even trying to boost grab over everything, there's still a lot of stuff in the higher paths that can catch you like that. Like in Magma Rafts, it's a lot trickier because of those platforms in the way, but you can just boost grab straight through that whole section, and doing that puts you in a pretty good position to get the S rank here. This is a bit of annoying randomness with this boss because of where the Clancer soldier claymen get spawned. I was having a bit of trouble here. The other thing is that I didn't want to get rid of all of them immediately, because the more of them that were around, the more objects I'd have to throw the soldier into, which lets me kill him faster. I also forgot exactly where the stars spawn. I always have a bit of trouble remembering in the World 3 levels because of how similar the backgrounds kind of blur together, which is where I usually mark my place. The Chili Dog S rank is 22 seconds, and if you just move yourself over to the right after throwing it down, you can just grab its head again straight away. Yeah, and throw it one more time before it hits the ground, sure, why not? The star usually spawns basically in the center of the stage, which is why sometimes I am doing some slide jumps around to figure out where I am. The Snowstorm Names S rank is 1 minute flat. The only real skip here is in the second section, which we'll come to. Other than that, it's just being very careful in particular. If you bump into that platform from underneath, with the Spring Clancer, or whatever his name was, then you'll get knocked off of it. So this is the only skip there, just passing through the floor. To quickly get all of the kids here, if you hold down and just boost sideways, you can kind of... It's a bit of a quirk with the just collision on slopes, that you can get all of them, get all of them, get all of them, get all of them. There we go. Unfortunately, even though the game does lag out once you get all 10 kids out here and the star appears, the in-game time doesn't really matter for... Well, the in-game time would be lagged out as well, so the lag doesn't really matter. I do have a strategy for getting rid of the lag, or at least minimizing it, but it only really matters in a proper speedrun attempt. Luna, all 3 of the first phase Beast Dector fights are RNG, so you just have to hope that he's going to do one of his bomb disposal attacks. Throwing him in the ground in such a way that he hits the bomb immediately after does damage twice over, and if you can get that twice in succession, it beats him just quick enough to get the S-rank time of 18 seconds. For some reason I always thought it was 16 seconds or 17 seconds, which is why I thought that was incredibly close. The day before is 37 seconds, and it's a bit annoying to get because half the level is just cutscene. You quickly boost through to get to this star. It's pretty much nothing, it's just about getting to the cutscene as quickly as possible. So we've seen all this, let's speed this up. And that should be good. The day of is really, really, really annoying. Basically, it doesn't matter how much time you end up shaving off of every other event, it always comes down to the ball catching game. It's complete RNG how many white balls you'll get in this event, and you need somewhere around 8 to 10 white balls to drop to lose enough time to get under the S-rank time. I think you know, the more time you can shave off of the other events, the easier it is, the less, well, the fewer white balls you need to get, but it's still really annoying, and you might spend, say, 45 minutes trying to get the right number of white balls to actually go into the pot. I think each white ball takes off 16 hundredths of a second, 16 or 17. I'm not sure if there is an exact science on it, it's just the more you have, the less your time is. Everything else you can just easily game, but this is up to chance. But once you do get 10, you can finally get the S-rank time. Oh, did I not mention, you have to get under the S-rank time. You can't just get the S-rank time. So even though the S-rank is 2 minutes and 36 seconds, I need to shave off another hundredth of a second somewhere. Fortunately, I realized that every other time I kept doing the 400 meters, I was dropping inputs because of how much I was doing it. And so I just cut off a tiny bit more time there. It's actually harder to do the dash events in the NTSC version, obviously, because I need to be hitting the inputs faster. Even though it's about rhythm, I still need to be hitting them a little bit faster. Catastrophe is 11 seconds, and it's basically exactly what I showed in the main video when you cheat. You just slide over, throw the Cat Clancer a few times, 4 hits, beats the Cat Clancer. That was closer than I would have liked. I didn't mean to actually grab the dodgeball. you're supposed to be able to just grab the Clancer, throw it against the wall twice, and that does one hit against the wall and one hit against the ground. Now suddenly realize that your hand is cramping up after having done the dash event several times in quick succession. Pause for a few moments to recuperate. And into Cerberus Alpha. It's 1 minute 2 seconds for this S rank, and it's possibly my my favorite boss fight S rank. I did poorly in this first phase here. There is a specific pattern to follow with the missile throws to stop him from ever firing that big laser, but I missed it. Anyway, the key here is hitting him with a fully charged missile right when he lands after jumping over you. This locks him into this second phase. Now I can just keep throwing missiles at him and do damage quickly instead of having to wait for him to go through all of his other phases. It's possible to get the S rank with the other phases. I've done it, but this is way easier. You said it. And obviously taking damage at some point, if you haven't gotten the gold gem, is preferable. You can always just get the gold gem first and then come back to it so that it's faster. And you don't have to worry about taking damage. So even though I did fairly poorly, I was still able to get safely under that time. World 3 S ranks are not the most technical. I think that's probably going to be the World 4 S ranks, but they can still get incredibly challenging. It's mainly that missile surf. Anyway, I left this cutscene in here because I wanted to show the difference in timing from PAL to NTSC again, because check out how quickly Taurus moves in this version. He practically motors off the screen. It's so sexy.